And so the longer you live in this Christian walk, the more you begin to see as a believer that it's this living between two realities. The now and not yet, the both and, the deep grief and the unspeakable joy, that those things can actually coexist at the same time. Because I think I really believed early on in life that you could only have one or the other. Like you could either be really happy or really sad. But then the more that you live life, especially in motherhood, you see how sometimes those things do go together.
Yeah.
That it's in your deep grief that you find the most peace. Because you strip away everything else that doesn't matter and you find just Jesus.
Yes.
Here comes Gather Moms, here comes Gather Moms, right down Gather Moms Lane.
Dude, slay.
I'm not a singer. I don't even know how that worked just then.
We won't listen back. We hope everybody's radios, stereos, ears are still fine.
I think that people are like, what? Is this a podcast? Or is this the new hit single of the season? I think that's what they thought.
Either way, putting a little holly jolly in your ears for the Christmas season.
Y'all, I'm so excited. We get to talk about Christmas.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Not that all the other episodes we do for you are not my favorite. I just love Christmas.
Sure.
And I feel like this year is going to be the best year ever.
Do you?
Listen, my prediction for the election came true. My prediction for the Cowboys did not come true.
Okay.
And so far, Jesus has not come back.
Absolutely. Because you said the election came true, and I was about to have receipts for you on your other two things that didn't
that's what
come
I'm
true.
saying. What does that make me, 1 for 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm doing okay.
So what are you're predicting? Oh, you're predicting this is going to be the best Christmas ever.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I feel like I'm going to be 2 for 4 by
Great.
the end of this season.
Great. That's batting something.
I mean,
5,000?
I feel like
don't
it's
know.
better than 0.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with it.
Okay.
Moms, it is all things Christmas. It is time. We are in the spirit. If you are watching, because you can actually watch us do this podcast, Kate and I are dressed like Santa.
We definitely have Santa hats on.
Yes, because we want to be in the spirit for this. But I'm so excited. Christmas is on the horizon.
Okay, wait. Can I tell you about inflation?
What?
These hats were $4.99 a piece at Party City.
Yeah, because you didn't wait for them to go on sale.
Fine, but I'm like, what are we doing? $4.99.
Okay, but I need you to know this is not the Walmart 99-cent Santa hat.
You feel like these are bougie?
Oh, this is a bougie Santa hat. Y'all should see the amount of fur on the white, like, trim. Like, Walmart has, like, it's, like, coming off. This one, it is fluffy. It's like snow on my head. I have snow on my head.
All right, so it was worth it.
It was worth it.
Okay, so moms, get your bougie Santa
City.
hat at Party City.
Yes. Okay, so the next few weeks on the podcast, we are talking all things Christmas. We're going to do our little fun Christmas mini series, and we're going to laugh, and we're going to look forward to Christmas. We're going to have a few tears.
What?
Because we're moms, and that's what Christmas is for us sometimes. Sometimes there's tears.
Joy and pain.
When your child
up,
sends
pump it
you
up.
a text with the thing they want for Christmas, and you immediately text back, no way. I mean, there's just going to be tears.
Okay.
Not everybody gets what they want,
Great.
especially in the Bradford house.
Yeah.
But I really think that the holiday holds so much, especially for moms.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you figured this out. Well, you figured this out, but maybe our listeners haven't. Every stage of momhood has a different Christmas outcome. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, that's really true, but I've never thought about that.
Because you go through these phases with your kids, like when they're little and they don't even know what Christmas is.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's magical. Because
And they don't know what to expect.
No, they're just there for the ride.
And they just think, oh, it's magic.
Here we
Whatever
go.
they're served up is magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then they get a little smarter.
Uh-huh.
And they have like a list and
Yeah.
expectations.
Yeah.
And if you don't move that elf,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
in trouble.
Yeah. Memories of past Christmases that they thought were better
Yes.
or they got something. Yeah.
And then for us, our new phase of Christmas is with the kid at college.
Uh-huh.
So there's some of our celebrations that kid's not going to be here for. So then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's different.
Yeah.
This isn't the same.
Yeah.
And honestly, the text with what he wants for Christmas is really not floating my boat. I'm going to need you to stand in front of me and like tell me how great I am and then tell me what you want for Christmas.
That's hilarious. Yeah. You need to tell him to do a request sandwich where it's, hey, I think you're so amazing. Here's what I'd like for Christmas. Also, you're the best mom ever.
I mean, yes, I'm
Yeah.
going to tell him that actually.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's
That's
a
really
request
good.
sandwich.
And then I think about moms that have adult kids. and their kids are celebrating their own Christmas.
Yeah.
And then you kind of feel left out because you're not a part of that Christmas.
Yeah.
There's just so much that goes into the season, especially for us as moms. But to start our Christmas fun on our episode, we have to do one of my favorite things, which is share our favorite things for Christmas.
I am so glad.
Because I have a list.
I need you to know I have no list. I have not thought about Christmas. I have the lights. They came and put the lights on my house.
I did. You're ahead of me on that. I don't have lights on my house yet.
Well, but we pay to do it. You have Mr.
I have a Mr. Holly Jolly that has to do it.
Yeah. We did take the pictures for the Christmas cards, but I haven't ordered them yet because they still are not on sale enough.
You gotta wait till Black Friday. Black Friday is a sale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I had told the kids this year that I just get tired of buying the presents.
I love it.
I know you do. So I'm happy to have
it.
this conversation with you because maybe you're going to put a little joy back in my gift giving. But I tried. Have we already talked about this? I was going to take everybody on a trip.
I thought you were doing that.
Well, it's like 70% more to go over the holiday time. Did you know that?
Yes, but it's the memory. Like, you are creating a lifelong memory for them of going somewhere at Christmas with their family. It's worth it.
It's not if it's a $4,000 trip that becomes a $7,000 trip. Literally, it's that much of a difference.
I'm at a place in my life where...
Really?
Let's go.
Wow. Okay, ma'am. Excuse me. All right. Well, Rebecca's rolling deep. The Hendersons over here are thinking about, I think we want to wait.
Listen, I am on the other side of a kid leaving home, looking back, going, oh, every single trip we took was magic.
Okay.
Because we were together.
Okay.
I just have a little different skew on it now.
Sure. Well, and I think that's what's pushing me toward doing trips is because we only have one more year with him at home.
Exactly.
And so I'm like, yes, trips. You don't need, any other things.
No, exactly.
Let's go on trips as the family. So anyway, we're still figuring it out.
Well, I'm going to throw up joy all over you right
Let's
now.
go. I'm
I'm
ready.
going to bring you.
I love
Okay, so I'm going to start with
up.
my Christmas list because I'm going to get you in the Christmas spirit.
Cannot wait.
Okay, moms, I'm so excited to share these things. I've already bought Christmas presents. I've actually already bought myself a Christmas present too. I'm going to share that.
Absolutely. Great.
Because Christmas is for me too.
Okay.
That's just how I roll.
Yeah.
Okay. So my daughter and these little preteen, teenage generations are into what they call lip oils.
Okay.
Okay. So I have found a lip oil. I actually have it with me for those that are watching the podcast. It's called the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Lip Oil with Hyaluronic Acid.
I feel like you nailed that.
Okay. So the great thing about this is it's like $6.
Okay.
So it's cheap because some of these bougie lip oils.
$6 feels like a lot to me.
No, because these bougie, I've got this bougie 12-year-old. So these bougie lip oils are like $15.
Okay.
So $6 for me is like a win.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't like lip oils that are wet, where you feel like, you have this
around.
like, yes.
Like you just ate a greasy taco.
No, I don't like that. So this one is not. And it's just got a slight tint, so you could wear it over your lipstick.
Okay.
But it actually like nourishes your lips.
Wonderful.
Isn't that great?
I love it. I mean, I'm sitting here with my Fenty lip gloss on, but I'm not trying to buy that for my kids.
I don't know what that is. What is that? It's expensive, isn't it? Why did you call my $6 lip gloss?
Because for kids.
Oh, no, this is for me.
Oh.
I'm not buying this for Abby. This is for me.
Okay. Well, you said the kids are into lip oils.
Okay, I take my cues from the teens.
I understand.
But then I use the things.
Okay.
And here's what I learned, that as you age, your lips are one of the first places to show your age.
What does that mean? They get wrinkly?
Yes.
So we got to keep them things
they shrink,
pulled up.
Your lips start to shrink, they get wrinkly, and they start to turn downward. So one of the things that women forget to do is to take care of their lips.
Where are you getting this info?
Y'all, I just am smart.
No. I mean, yes, absolutely. Absolutely, you're smart.
No, I did actually read this, though, because I am really interested in my skin right now because I'm heading towards a new number in the birthday lineup. And so I've looked at some nicer skin products just because I want to take care of my skin. So I've just been reading about skin products because some of the stuff I'm like, this is ridiculous. I do not want 12 things on my counter.
Yeah.
But this is one of the things it talks about, that you should take care of your lips.
Great.
So maybe you should spend your Fenty lipstick money.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay.
It's
well,
not, yeah.
Lip gloss. Okay, number 2, and this is what I really want for Christmas.
Okay.
And I have dropped hint after hint to the hubs.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but I've dropped it.
Okay.
I would like one of those Shark Ionic blow dryers.
Oh.
So Dyson has the super fancy hair dryer.
Yeah.
But it's crazy expensive.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, that's not my $7,000 trip. So the Shark has their own version of it that's less expensive, but it's supposed to dry your hair faster.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be healthier for your hair because of whatever, I don't know, ionic. I don't know what ionic means, but it's supposed to be good. I don't.
Don't they suck us in with that though? And
Yes,
you're like, oh yeah,
that
ionic.
sounds right.
Well, and when the hair curling iron is ceramic, you're like, oh yeah, ceramic. What? I don't know.
I don't know what that is. No.
Okay, ionic. Sure.
So I would like a very nice hair dryer because I have been buying the $21.99 from Walmart my whole life.
For sure, same.
Which is fine. I mean, I don't think it's injured my hair, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's time.
Let's put some
Grown
ions
up
on the
hair dryer.
Yeah.
Okay, and then my last pick, which I have already purchased this for myself, and I am so excited to open it on Christmas morning. Are you ready?
Ready? Ooh, drum roll.
The Hot Wheels Barbie RC Corvette.
Okay.
It's a fully functioning remote control toy car that holds 2 Barbie dolls.
You bought this for yourself?
Okay, listen. Because I feel like sometimes as an adult on Christmas morning, it's a letdown because you get like skincare and socks and pajamas. And all your kids get to play with these fun toys they got.
Okay.
And so I wanted something that I could go out in the driveway with and have fun with. So I bought myself a remote control Barbie car.
Ma'am.
I am so excited.
Do you think you're going to get to drive it before one of your kids?
100%. Oh, this is my gift.
Okay.
Oh, this is my gift. Yes.
Okay.
I am so excited.
Okay.
And we have this new friend in our house called a cat. And I just think that he will find it so fun and amusing to watch.
Is he
this
still
car.
small or has he gotten bigger?
No, he's big. I love him.
Oh,
And I bought him a Christmas present too.
oh gosh.
Yes, I did. I have bought Blue a Christmas present.
How big is he?
He's not like a big cat. I'd say he's medium. He's a medium build.
Okay.
Yeah. I love him. I went home before I came to record the podcast to hug him.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of where I am in life, the Christmas presents I want under the tree, or the animals I choose to have in my house. I am all in. But I have already started buying Christmas presents, and I wanted to tell our listeners about this really cool app we found that's going to make buying Christmas presents easier. It's called Giftful. So the word gift and then F-U-L. We learned about it from our Gather mom, Carrie Alexander, so shout out to her. Mm-hmm. But all of your family can get onto this app and load in their Christmas wish list. They can even include links, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Especially when you're sending it to grandparents and things.
Yes.
And then you can actually go in and like grab an item and say, I'm going to buy this for this person so that the rest of the family knows that's been taken off the list.
Well, what I think is cool about it is that it's like a baby registry or like a wedding registry, but it can be all the different platforms. You know, because if you do like an Amazon wish list, it's only stuff on Amazon.
Right.
What I thought was really cool about that app is it could be from any store.
Yes.
So yeah, no, that's a great hack.
So that's a great idea for parents, especially if you're trying to send lists to grandparents and such or other family. It makes it nice because otherwise you're like, what are we, dropping links in an email? I don't even know how you do that.
In the Notes app is where I'm usually doing it. And
Okay.
they're like, this won't open. I'm like, okay, let me.
So in my family, we don't buy presents from extended family. My kids are only getting Mama Claus.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that needs to know. And they don't always get what they want. Sometimes they just get what I want to give them. So
I know. You really do Christmas your way, baby. You really do it your way. For those, in case there's sensitive ears listening, Rebecca broke the news of the magic of Christmas very early.
Oh, very early.
There was
We
never
ripped that
a
Band-Aid.
jolly. There was never.
I am the jolly.
Yeah, there was never a jolly man.
Nope.
It was always the jolly bomb what gets the credit.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Look at this hat on my head. It fits perfectly.
When we were talking about Christmas recently at a friend's party or whatever, she was talking. Oh, it was your party. She was telling me that, I mean, this is a new spin on it that I didn't even know, that you just buy them the gifts that you want.
Yes.
That they don't have any say in their gifts.
No, they can tell me what they want. But if I find something else on sale that I think might work better, you're going to get my version.
Yeah. And
So-
how do they respond to that?
I mean, they respond great. I've raised them in this environment their whole life.
Yeah.
They're just used to it.
Great.
So,
Okay.
yes.
Fantastic.
And one day when you have your own money, you buy yourself what you want.
Yeah.
Okay, but until then,
Yeah.
this is my Christmas.
Great. Yeah. I just haven't. I need to get going. It is time. I have got to get going. I've got to decorate the house. I just,
Okay, do you not have anything on your Christmas wish list yet?
No, not yet.
Nothing that you want?
No.
Nothing that you want to give someone?
Mm-mm.
Nothing that the children have already said, Mom, I would like this.
No. Caleb wants a guitar that's crazy expensive. Caroline wants a Gab watch. But,
that's
she
fun.
listens to the podcast, so we can't tell too much about. But Gab is running this special, and we sure did get in on that. So,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Yes.
But I'm trying to do very minimal so that if we did do a trip, we're still good to go.
No, I agree. And honestly, in my mind, that's a winner chicken dinner because you're going to do something as a family. You're going to spend money. So you don't have to make the gifts the central focus.
Yeah.
Which is
I have
great.
to tell you one of my favorite things, and I just say, way to go, Kate. When I pull out my ornaments and stuff from the year before, I try and organize everything really well. And so I've bought these like ornament organizers. So they're like these little tote things.
Uh-huh.
And they have like dividers in them. And I'll mark it like, downstairs tree. Isn't it great?
I wish y'all could see my face right now.
I've already rolled my eyes at you.
I don't know anybody else that marks boxes of ornaments downstairs.
They definitely do. They definitely do. And so then it's like all in one place. It's so great, and it's got handles and everything. So you don't have a tub you're messing with. It's like a
Right.
a big with handles. And then I got these outlets that all connect to a remote. And so you can have like 4 outlets on a remote. So like you could have your mantle that has lights, you could have all your trees, you could have blah, blah, blah. And you just plug in these little sensors to the outlet that then the thing is plugged into.
Right.
And you can, on your remote, you can do like 1, 2, 3, 4, or you can press them all off and all on at one time.
It sounds like an Alexa.
Yeah. Well,
A tree Alexa?
but I think it's cheaper than that. Like you don't have to buy like all the, you know.
Oh, the special outlets to go with her.
Right.
Yes.
It's just a cheap, it's just like a 1 box with these 4 things in it. Maybe $20.
Listen, the difference in you and I right now, because you are like decoration magic.
Uh-huh.
I am present magic. We are, really, I think anybody listening to our podcast can relate with one of these 2 camps.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but you like gift giving. You're good at it. You like to search for deals. It brings you joy. It's stressful to me.
And you like to decorate because you want your home to be cozy.
Yeah.
And that brings you joy.
True.
Look at us.
Look at us.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I've already bought your Christmas present.
Fantastic.
And I bought it like a month ago because I immediately knew what to get you. And
Wow.
when I found it, I bought it and
Wow.
it's ready to go.
That's
I
amazing.
cannot wait to give it to you.
That is amazing.
You know what? I'm going to give it to you on one of our podcast episodes.
Ooh.
Because I don't like waiting. I don't like waiting till Christmas.
That sounds super fun. Let's do
Okay,
it.
I hope you love it because I'm so excited about it. Y'all, I wish I had all the money in the world to just buy people a present.
What if I hate it? You're going to have it on video. You can go back and watch my reaction.
Well, first of all, if Kate doesn't like your gift, she does not show it. So she's very good about being like, this is so great. Thank you so much. But if you never see it in her house or life, then you know that it was warmly welcomed somewhere else.
Well, okay, here's the thing. I can be
She's trying so hard.
I can be, I don't know, kind of particular about things. But I really do appreciate the thought.
Exactly.
So no matter what it
Yes.
is, I do really appreciate
I know.
the thought.
But this is like on par.
Great.
No, this is winning.
Okay, can't
This
wait
is a winning,
to see it.
This is a winning gift. Okay, so also wanted to share with our listeners as we dive into Christmas, before we get into the chaos, just some helpful ideas to
Okay.
get you through this season, okay? And as a mom that's been through many Christmases and now has a kid in college, one of my main things I tell mamas is less. Less. Less events, less decorations, less presents, less everything. because you're going to set some expectation for all these things you have to do. And then literally a week into it, you're going to be like, why are we doing all these things?
Yeah. Well, because if you're sitting in November, you're like, oh, yeah, yes. Oh, yeah, yes. But then it gets up on you and you're like, no.
As soon as Thanksgiving break is over and you're back into it, there's so much happening at school. There's so much happening with sports. And then there's so much happening with the season that you really do just get overwhelmed because you've committed to too many things.
Sure.
So whatever you're looking at as you're looking ahead, just take a few things off. Take it off the Christmas list. Take it out of the house. You don't have to have, whatever that extra thing is, and then take it off your calendar.
Yeah.
And then when something else comes up in the middle of the season you didn't expect, you can say yes.
Yeah, because you have margin for some on-the-fly things.
Yes, makes it so good. The next one is organization, and you already hit on that with your decorations, because one thing that I think happens is you get to the next year to decorate, you don't know what you have.
Yeah.
So you buy more,
Yeah.
and you don't know where it is, and you already have all the stuff that you need. So you could just plan on being extra organized this year, and then next year would be better.
Yeah, and I think we can normalize reusing our
Amen.
stuff. You don't have to have the latest shaggy tree garland. You don't have to have, whatever the latest thing is, like, just pull out what you got. Like, I don't know about you, but my Christmas memories, I loved the things that were like we had every year. Mm-hmm. That was my favorite stuff. And I think we've gotten into such an aesthetic focused world that it's like, okay, we have to have neutral ornament balls and good for you. If that brings you joy, great. I think it's the point of not feeling the pressure that it has to be a certain way. What you have already is great. Make it work.
I agree. And I do agree that as, I get ready for Christmas, my kids do ask for the things we've had every year.
Yeah.
Because they're looking for that ornament or that thing.
Yeah.
And so it's okay to reuse and just have the same things, which for me, we don't do a lot of Christmas parties at our house during the season. So honestly, our decorations are for us.
Yeah.
I'm not having, people in our house to show them to. So it seems crazy sometimes when you spend all this money and you're like, okay, but nobody's going to see this.
Yeah.
It's just my 14-year-old, and they may not be as excited about those neutral ornaments.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Also, plan ahead. So this is a great time, especially as we head into some crazy seasons, to just think about what is it you want to accomplish in this Christmas season. A couple things that I was just going to encourage you to think about. Number one is a date night. Do not miss out on a date night with your spouse during this season.
It's good.
Because you're going to fill your calendar with kids stuff. And honestly, I always want to hang out with my spouse during the season because the lights are so pretty and the restaurants are so festive. Like, a date night during Christmas is fun.
Yeah.
So plan a date night with your spouse. Think ahead on sitters, because you're going to start losing people to all their events. So if you have somebody that babysits for you, go ahead and give them a couple dates for what you know is coming, so you can just lock in that sitter. And then for me, the menu. Like, I need to think about what we're going to eat, because sometimes you're in such a rush going from one thing to the next that you're eating too much fast food. And then your budget is sucked out of Christmas because of you not planning ahead for food.
Yeah.
So I just thought, honestly, I might sit down and just think through, okay, when do I know we're going to be home? What are some meals I could put in the freezer? Because it really would make it easier on you to not feel so stressed during so much recitals and programs and choir concerts if you knew ahead of time what you were going to feed your family.
I think that's so real. And we, there are so many treats in the holidays. And so we do get the peppermint mocha latte, and then we end up, swinging through Chick-fil-A 3 days in a row or something. Mm-hmm. And that contributes to us starting to feel kind of worn down and bad. And so we really do have to keep an eye on that we're fueling ourselves well. And you're right about, so much money flies out the window when it's already kind of a budget scary time.
Yeah, agreed. So just some ideas for you moms as you're thinking ahead. These would just be great things to put in your back pocket. So when you have time on a weekend or in an evening now when you don't have anything, just sit down and think through some of these things.
Yeah, that's great.
But honestly, one of the things that I've learned about Christmas up to this point in my life is that everybody does it different.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Let people do their thing.
Yeah.
If they are Griswold in the outside and they've got 1,000 lights and that brings them joy, let them have it.
Yep.
If they are, I don't want to go anywhere, I want to stay in my PJs and watch Christmas movies every night, let them do that.
Yeah.
Like, this really is an opportunity for you to embrace what your family and what you love.
Yeah.
And don't worry about anybody else.
Yep.
Yes. And if you need to borrow our Santa hats because they're that awesome,
Yeah.
let us know.
Bougie hats. We got you.
So one of the things that Gather did in helping our moms prep for the Christmas season was we did a mama meetup recently, and we produced some Advent kits that turned out to be amazing. Shout out, Kate. They were so good. And the thing that I loved about it is it helps you feel ahead. It helps you feel like you're ready.
Yeah.
So tell our moms what was in the Advent kit.
Yeah. So I wanted to provide something easy for moms. I remembered something I did years ago that I still pull out, but it's just, you take like little brown paper sacks, and you can get these at Michael's or Walmart or on Amazon, and you take little brown paper sacks, and then you put a verse in each of them, and you put like the number of the day on each of the bags, and then you just string it from a piece of twine with clothespins, and in each of those sacks you put the verse for the day, and you could put a little piece of candy or a prize. It's just the absolute easiest thing, but it gives you a chance. The kit that we created that's available to you, you can go to patreon.com/gathermoms, and we'll put that in the show notes, and you can print this out. But what I loved about the verses that we provided is they're already printed on the paper. So a kid, no matter what age they are, you can pull that out, and it's literally like one verse.
Right.
But it starts with the beginning of the story, of the Christmas story, and then it goes through Jesus being born and the wise men coming and all of that. And it's just like little bite-sized things that, you could read. And let's say you have a few busy days and you miss out on 3 days and you got to catch up. You're not overwhelmed with the catch up. It's still just a little easy thing that you guys can do together. So moms, we would love for you to join us to do that. You can go to patreon.com/gathermoms. And when you get on there, that helps support what we do. So it's like $5 a month. But once you do that, then you get the printables. And that's as much as you would pay on Etsy to get those printables.
It's less. It's less than you would pay, yes.
Yes. And so you just print those bad boys off and cut them up. You could get your kids to help you, get some little paper bags and string it up, and be ready to go when December 1st hits. And the other thing with joining us on Patreon is then you'll get emailed every day the verse of the day. And so it kind of helps keep your heart on track so that you're remembering what this is about. So that starts December 1st.
Well, and I'm so interested because I'm teaching kids this year, and I've been asking them, do you know what Advent is? Do you celebrate Advent? So few people celebrate Advent, and it's such an easy and fun way to prepare your heart for Christmas.
Yeah.
Because Advent means coming.
Yeah.
So we're in expectation of the coming of Jesus.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that we expect out of Christmas, like fun treats and presents and family. But the main thing is we're supposed to be focused on Jesus.
Yeah.
So I love the idea that as moms, we're enacting a tradition in our home that hopefully our kids will remember.
Yes.
And it will become part of their tradition and their families too.
Right.
Because really it's the perfect way for us to make sure that our hearts are right as we go into this Christmas season. So I love Advent. I would be honest with you and say I did not do a great job with it when my kids were little. And it's never too late. So I am all about starting these things whenever I think of them to help my kids know about it. So we're going to do Advent this year, and I'm so excited. And I know that there's this really popular thing called these Advent calendars with like Lego people and stuff. Do that. Have fun.
Sure.
Give your kids that. But don't forget to put Jesus back in it too and do it with Jesus.
Yeah.
So
this is like that. This is like the opening the boxes with the little pieces of chocolate in it and stuff. It's just, we just added Jesus into it.
That's right.
Well, or added him back. I mean, it was always supposed to be there.
Well, okay, and that's what's so interesting is Christmas is supposed to be about Jesus. Like it's really all about Christ's birth. But we've just created this commercialized holiday that takes over. And so the idea of Advent for the early church was that they were delayed gratification, that they were waiting in expectation of what was coming for Christmas Day. And what I read about was so interesting that you didn't have a lot of Christmas treats leading up to Christmas, and you didn't fully decorate your Christmas tree until Christmas Eve. You did all these things in delay because what you wanted to do was wake up on Christmas morning and it be like, there it is, Jesus, the birth, the whole thing. And we have totally thrown that out the window, and we start Christmas treats at Thanksgiving, and we, start shopping ahead of time. And even when you go in stores, like immediately after Halloween, they are throwing up.
Before Halloween, dude.
It is everywhere.
Yes.
It throws up all over the store.
Yeah.
So we don't have this sense of expectation because it feels like it's already here.
Yeah.
So one of the things we're trying to remind our families and ourselves is that we can look forward to the birth of Christ and it not be, I hate to say this, it sounds bad, it's not a letdown, right? Like you don't get to Christmas and it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you did all the things, but it really is this expectation of that moment when we celebrate Jesus. And I think for moms, we live in this in between of hurry and then slow down. Do all the things right now. Oh, but then wait for that. And so we're trying to find this balance between the chaos of the world outside and then the inner peace that we so long for inside. And Advent is an opportunity for us to come back inside our homes and stop for a minute and just spend some time in expectation of Jesus, because it's so hard once you leave your house to do anything slow. Everything is so hurried. And one of the things that really hit me this year with Christmas, because I've been teaching through the Old Testament in my class at school, and when you know, the Bible, we know the Bible, we grew up with all these Bible stories, but just like we've talked about before when we've read the Bible in a year, that when you read it one after the other, you begin to see the bigger picture emerge, and it's so life-giving. But what you see in Scripture, starting from Genesis, is that there are moments of super high highs with God's people, like Adam and Eve in the garden walking with God, and then there's super low lows, like when they ate the apple or whatever fruit we think that was, and sin entered the world. And then you have stories of Noah where you have this righteous man that God says he called his friend and he saved him on the ark. And then immediately after that, you see the spiral down of man into sin again. And so you just constantly are watching God create peace on earth and then that peace go away because our sin and turmoil gets involved in it. And so when we look at Christmas today in 2024, you know, I think sometimes we expect it to be all the high highs, but it's not, because lots of people have low lows in the midst of the Christmas season too.
Yeah.
And so one of the things we want to do as we go through our podcast series over Christmas is look at parts of the Christmas story that we might not see, but look at it through the lens of the Father, where you see that he does have these beautiful moments of high expectation and glory, but then also low moments of human error and confusion. And one of the things that I think you see throughout Scripture is part of the reason that we have that pain and suffering is because it draws us to Jesus. Like if life was all good all the time, we wouldn't need God.
Yeah.
And that was what the garden was. The garden was supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
But now that we have this sin and tragedy in our life, what it actually does is it causes us to long for the perfection of the garden again. And so when Jesus came to earth, it was his rescue plan at coming to save his people. And then part of Advent is also the expectation of the second coming of Christ, when he comes back and he makes all things right. And so I just didn't want to forget our moms that maybe go into this holiday season and it's not all, you know, roses and rainbows.
Yeah, because for so many of them, they're going to be sitting around the tree and there's somebody missing, you know, that was there last year or has been there previously, and, you know, that they're not there, or, you know, that something has happened and they aren't able to buy the presents that they wanted to this year, or, you know, there's a sickness. And so they're not sitting around on Christmas morning. They're doing it on another day. You know, things can look different.
Well, and as moms, we know that our kids aren't always in the best place of their life or the healthiest that they should be. Or as moms, we're not always the healthiest we should be. And so the longer you live in this Christian walk, the more you begin to see as a believer that it's this living between two realities, the now and not yet, the both and, the deep grief and the unspeakable joy, that those things can actually coexist at the same time. Because I think I really believed early on in life that you could only have one or the other. Like you could either be really happy or really sad. But then the more that you live life, especially in motherhood, you see how sometimes those things do go together.
Yeah.
That it's in your deep grief that you find the most peace, because you strip away everything else that doesn't matter and you find just Jesus.
Yes.
And that in those moments where you have so much joy, like when my son graduated high school, so much joy, but also this piece of sadness where you know life is about to change and it's never going to go back to the way it was. And so one of the things that holidays do is they bring up all these memories and life experiences that kind of sometimes rear their ugly head. And it makes us stop for a minute and go, is this what I really wanted for my life? Or is this what God really wanted for my life? And it's in those moments that I think we can take comfort that it's Jesus drawing him back to himself. He's saying, no, because this earth is not your home. The presents and the decorations and the parties, those are great. Enjoy those. But that's not the thing that you're waiting on. You're waiting on Jesus. You're waiting on his son. You're waiting on the return of Christ to come back.
Yeah.
And honestly, with kids and teenagers, it's almost too hard to help them see that. They don't have enough life behind them to understand all that.
Yeah.
But it's when you get around moms, like in our community of Gather Moms, where you go, oh my gosh, I can wrap my arms around you and hug you and go, it's okay to cry in the middle of Christmas.
Yeah.
And it's okay to have a moment where you are joyful and you receive God's peace. But it's okay to not be there all the time either. We just want our moms to know that, you know what, Jesus sees all that pain. And for anybody to know the deep grief and unspeakable joy, it would be God himself.
Yes.
Because he sent his son.
That's right.
So he knows all those emotions that we as moms face. And honestly, the Christmas story is so beautiful, and we miss so much of it at the holiday because we're so surrounded by other things that matter. So moms, for this moment in your day, you can stop and listen to the podcast and just take a moment to reflect on the stories that God has for us in Scripture and these characters that Kate and I are going to talk about over the next few weeks. I know you've heard them before, but we hope that you listen again because we might get to share something with you that you don't know.
Yeah.
So we just want to invite you over the next few weeks to be part of our Gather Moms Christmas series. We're going to unpack the Christmas story each week, and we're going to look at this dichotomy of realities, the highest high and the lowest lows, and how in the midst of all of that, God is able to bring peace to us even today, wherever you are in your life. We love you, moms. We're so thankful that you're with us in this Christmas season.
Yeah,
So
we're with you.
We'll see you next time.
Okay. Bye, moms.
Bye.